enjoy the weekend. I've got a question for you before you go, Gillian.
I hope it's not to do with figures.
Cuvi satus vieron.
That's very kind of you, thank you very much.
That's a good reply because it means would you like a beer? At least I think it does in Esperanto. Why am I asking the question? Well, this week sees the start of the Esperanto Congress being held in Edinburgh. The conference will be welcoming 120 participants from 10 different countries to discuss and promote the language, which was devised back in 1887 as a neutral, universal language to foster peace and international understanding. It hasn't quite managed that yet, of course, but its popularity seems to be on the rise. Let's speak to Ed Robertson, who's attending the event. Good morning to you, Ed.
Good morning.
How was my pronunciation?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Chuvi chatus pieron.
Ah, okay. The other phrase I have here, which I'm intrigued by, is ni amikigos kaj amuzigos kuni.
Ni amikijos kai amuzijos kuni.
Aha. And we should explain, I think, I hope, because I could be being horribly misled here by the production team, that means we will make friends and have fun together.
That's right, yes.
Good stuff, excellent. Esperanto, we don't really need it though, do we?
Well, we find it useful. The people who speak it find it useful, and it is incredibly easy to learn. I know of several people who spend a month or two learning it via the internet, and then suddenly they appear at one of our events, and lo and behold, they're speaking Esperanto for the first time, and they're speaking it fluently.
Okay.
So it really does work in that sense.
Well, I'm liking the easy part of it, certainly, as my former language teachers would testify. Anything easy is good. But really, you say it's useful. How is it useful in practical terms? When you go abroad, for example, do you ever use Esperanto?
Well, yes, I go abroad and meet Esperanto speakers in different countries. Normally that's as part of an Esperanto event, but...
But that's the point, isn't it, Ed? Because you're only going to meet other enthusiasts, if you like. If your car broke down in Spain, Esperanto's not going to do much good, is it?
Well, it would do more good if it was more popular, but at the moment there's only several tens or perhaps hundreds of thousands of people in the world that speak it, but we can get together, and we don't have a perspective of taking over. We just think this is a better way to do things, and if more people used it, yes, we'd be happy.
We know, of course, that Scotland, the UK generally, we're not great at learning foreign languages.
Well, it's not one of our stronger areas.
And on that basis, should we be, some would say, wasting our time on Esperanto rather than focusing on French, German, Cantonese, Mandarin even?
Well, yes, learning languages is always a good thing, and we're not against it. But most of us speak several languages. We're probably, on average, better at speaking other languages, and maybe learning Esperanto, which is easy to learn as a starter, helps people learn other languages. So we're not against that at all.
Okay, and just one last bit of coaching then. How do I say have a good weekend?
Havo bonan semaine finon.
Havo
bonan semaine finon.
Okay, so it's not too bad. You can kind of see through it, I guess, with a bit of French and Spanish and stuff.
The bonon bit and the...
Yeah, maybe it's Latin from school that's kicking back in there. Ed, good to speak to you. Thanks very much indeed. I hope it didn't sound too cynical about Esperanto when all these Esperanto speakers are arriving in Edinburgh, where I'm heading to after the programme. But thanks for your time in any case. It's 11 minutes to 9.